Namaskar. You are requested to please the public global, and you are requested to please watch the program, like it, and subscribe the channel. You are also requested to please share it with your friends so that we can initiate a link, a topic, a thought, and to cultivate our opinion. Because the media is not supporting all the time. All the time we are going through a speculative and sensationalization of news and views and what is wrong and what is right. The actual picture and the figure of the situation is not, the actual stock is not being produced to us. We are not in a position to have it. Because there are so many things, there are so many biases and the different and the conflicting opinions are there. Because when we speculate something, when we analyze something with our wisdom, with our prejudice or pride, then it makes a disaster in the process of thought, in the process of analysis. So anyway, that is there. That is our fatal policy. So we have to tolerate it. But the situation is very complex. And nobody is here to analyze it in a proper manner. The only thing we have to think about what is the interest of what is our national interest, what we want to have our role in this conflict situation. We can't avoid it. We have to participate. We have to participate it. We have to find out our role, positive role for the people of our countrymen, but for the people of Indian citizens. They may be here, they may be there. Not only for resident Indians, but also non-resident Indians are there. Also the diaspora interest is also involved. And our Prime Minister is very much careful towards the interest of the diaspora. Of course, he is also interested in the betterment of the national population also at the same time. But he is more concerned, it seems, and sometimes it can be justifiable that he is more concerned with the problem of diaspora. But the government of India must have a clear-cut opinion on the issue. This issue is not like that we will take a decision and for the national support for all the people, whatever it may be wrong or it may be right. But the government should show us a path, our citizens, which path we must follow, which is our official stand, our national stand. So we are lacking it, and the government is not taking proper decision. There is a news that our Prime Minister have called Mr. Gomti, the president of the president of the authority of Iran, who matters there. But of course, he is also very close with Mr. Netanyahu. We are not in a position to say this has not been fed to the media, that he is also in terms of talk with Netanyahu or other world leaders. So what kind of situation is going around? So we are not in a position to, but we see in the historical perspective, the India's interest is very much linked with Iran, historically. And in the present days, so we have cultivated some good relation with Israel also, likely that America also. But we are in the conflict situation, so we have to choose the path. Our geopolitical situation will guide us what to do, and our economic conditions will also show the path. So there are big mind. They are thinking on this over, but it must be displayed to the public forum also, displayed to the public knowledge, public information system also. So the public information system, if you talk about the media is not playing a just role. They may be biased in our domestic affairs. That is tolerable. That is not so dangerous. But in the case of the external affairs matters, if the media is not propagating, not producing the the proper situation of the world. It may harm domestically also and otherwise also. So, and we have to think about the matter. This is very clear. We have learned from the experiences of the world wars. We have more than two world wars in our account, and how the humanity suffered in that situation. So we are aware of that, and what is in future will be there. So future is also our concern. Some people are thinking about the only present also. Some people are thinking only the past and the future also. Yes, future is more important, and the futuristic approach is also welcome. But the present situation must be resolved, must be understood in a proper manner. This is clear that if any world power or person or group of persons, if they are determined to reshape the political landscape, and this is the situation. The nuclear threat or nuclear weapons question, which is allegedly Iran is somehow developing in their own sovereign area. That is a question that may be a question of concern. But here, what we see, the world power or the biggest power, the bigger power, whatever you may say, all are not determining. They are very determined to reshape the political landscape with their courage, resilience, and enduring legacy, because they are having legacy, and that legacy must remind them what mistake in those days they have committed, and the world situation was like that. But they have managed to have some mastery over the world population, over the world state, over the world political situation. So that's why they are encouraging, maybe. So that's why they are encouraging all those things which are apparently looks like a wrong decision. But sometimes there are forces who serve their own interest with wrong decisions, such kind of wrong decisions. But the people all over the world, after the impact of globalization and liberalization, we must be in a position to understand what is what, and what is the interest, or what is the interest of humanity, in how humanity will be served properly. So this is civilizational crisis at the same time. So their enduring legacy is also be re-examined at this level, because if we are not in a position to re-examine all our situations, which given the bad experience of the both world war, so a global conflict is we are born to face a global conflict, a terrible consequences of that. It may cause a civil disaster and danger for fabric of human life. So we are not in a position to afford like situation which is dangerous to a human life, because the country, we are developing in this developing situation, having the mass population, the big population size of our country is also is our more concern, and more source of power, how to decide the world positions, our positions in the world politics. So our government must think on that, and must display a proper situation, a proper decision which nation should follow, because our historical experiences is also more important. I want to underline here that our interest is historically linked with Iran, and the geopolitical situation is also in favor of Iran. But as a country, as a nation, as our cultural heritage, as our legacy, so we must support the concern of humanity, what is demand of the humanity at the time. Of course, our Prime Minister is always referring that this is not the era of war, this is the era of peace, this is the era of dialogue, and this is the era of peace. So we must, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, so we must stand in favor of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and try to resolve the problem in a proper manner. So we must strive to present a balanced. We must strive to present a balanced, and comprehensive opinion, of this situation. So again, I must say that we must strive to present a balanced and comprehensive, comprehensive, uh, comprehensive uh, opinion to this complex situation. We must avoid any kind of simplistic narratives that may suit us in domestically for domestic policy. It may looks like more suitable, but it may harm us in the long term, in the global context, in the otherwise context of the greater interest of the India and Indian people who are living in the country or otherwise. So we should not buy any simple narrative to understand, to deal with the situation, the complex situation which is hitting us. So simplistic narratives tendency must be give a control. We must control it, our national or our political interest. But the interest of there may be some difference between the political interest and the national interest, and there may be some conflict between all these. So we have to take a balanced situation and the comprehensive situation, the comprehensive and the fair and free analysis, free of all prejudiced mind. A situation like that, and we must grow, we must cultivate a favorable opinion in the favor of the humanity, to serve the humanity, which is the heritage of India, the cultural heritage of India. We always try to show the path. The Vishwaguru is okay. That may have some political connotations, but actually the cultural connotation is that we are having some values. We are having some values, some practices in our ancient and the recent past era of recent past time of also in the history, when we showed the path to the world for peace, when the old war was there on and there was a much conflict. India shown the path of non-aligned movement. So what is the meaning of non-alignment? Non-aligned movement is that, so we are only tagged with the interest of the humanity, interest of the humankind, not of the national interest only. The interest may not suit India, but may suit the humanity, the human situation of the world. So we must understand the interwoven situation, so interwoven factors, so that which are leading us the whole world in a war situation, and the fight is there very much in a high tempo. So unlike the interest group, we must focus not only on a singular point of interest, the nuclear power, whether Iran is capable or Iran is authorized to have a nuclear power at their hand or not. This singular issue cannot be so important. So singular issue cannot be so important that decide the fate of the world, because there are nations, they are having the nuclear power. But if that is there, so if the world leaders are thinking about yes, nuclear power is dangerous to the world, then nobody should have it. Everybody must be prepared to destroy it. I don't know what the United Nations organization will play the role, but they must think that the singular point, such kind of situation was connected with Iraq war also. You must have remembered the President of America himself time and again indicated that Iraq is doing some such kind of war, the weapons of mass destruction, but it was not found at that time actually, and it was proved false, a false allegation. But the Iraq has been disturbed, Iraq has been ruined like anything. So we should not afford to forget all those things. So we must be more particular, and our government should, and our people should have a mind on that point. So we should think truly with a truly global approach, exploring the diplomatic and strategic experiences of the conflicting nations, of the conflicting interests, and we must have a situation that favors India at the same time, simultaneously at the same time, it favors the humanity also. So at this situation, no one can afford to forget a very simple situation, a very simple equation, endless and derived from the history of civilization, that consequences of any kind of humiliation, that any kind of bitter humiliation provides a powerful tool to the hands of extremism, which may be played in which may be played or being played with a anti-establishment attitude, and not only anti-establishment but even the anti-democratic forces. The power of the extremist tools are also being used in favor of the cruelty, the human situation that may create some disaster situation so far the humanity is concerned. So we all are here. We all are wise enough to understand what is in favor of the humanity, because this is the crisis which is not the conflict between the two nations or more, but this is the situation which is merely affecting our position. The civilizational crisis is there. So we must understand in that perspective, and the resolution and try to resolve in that manner. India must have a big role in this conflict and in this complex situation, because our cultural heritage is like that. So not only politically, the political heritage is something different, but culturally we are so enriched that we have shown the path of this world, the path of peace, and the path of yoga. And now someday we have celebrated the Yoga Day, the Yoga, Tap, Yam, Sanyam, and the Lord Buddha is from our land. So the world can only resolve the problem with a bigger and better and the liberal approach in the real term. So we always hope that our government and our big mind and bureaucrats are there to produce a policy in the public information system, in the public mind, to follow it. So everything may happen, but whatever our opinion may be, but that kind of opinion, if somebody is in favor of Iran or somebody is in favor of Israel, but we all must be in favor of India and the interest of India that serve the humanity at the same time. So I request here to please listen the program, like it, subscribe the channel, and you must comment on these situations, and you have very much. History is looking to have an opinion from the Indian side, from the Indian people. So you, at the citizen level, we are citizen, at the citizen level, and better opinion must be cultivated, must be grown, must be discussed in the public forum. With these words, today is enough. We will meet again soon. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.